You know, when we brought you this story as breaking news last night, we knew someone was killed after a row home caught fire and then collapsed.
But now we know that that victim is an elementary schooler, 8-year-old Troy Douglas.
We're still trying to understand how this happened. ABC 2 News' Jeff Hager starts our team coverage tonight from the scene in East Baltimore. Jeff?
Well, Jamie, Kelly, the noise is almost deafening here in this East Baltimore community, but it's the sound of people looking for answers. I'm going to have my videographer, Fred Slade, start zooming in here on the activity going on behind us as we turn the clock back 27 hours ago. First came an explosion, then the wall of the row house collapsed, and minutes later, fire consumed the structure. That is the sequence of events, according to eyewitnesses who tried to dig through the rubble to find the 8-year-old boy who was trapped in that collapse. They say ultimately the flames spread and the heat drove them back, but their pleas for firefighters to save the boy would be in vain.
Only one fireman. When they pulled up, I told this guy where it was at. He grabbed me and was like, come on, show me. Then when I got there, I showed him. He was like, don't worry, I'm going to get him, I'm going to get him. But then they like pushed him back too.
We told him check on the sidewalk. The survival rate probably would have been different.
Hospital, and they found one person dead inside there.
Previously reported a gas leak in that home to both the landlord and the fire department, but that has not been confirmed. Back live here now, these are crews from BGE. They have a whole fleet of vehicles that have also been here not only through the night, but also throughout the day. We understand they're not only looking for an answer to find out whether it was an explosion which started the fire inside that row home, but they're also checking all of the infrastructure deep beneath the surface of the city, trying to make sure all of the major lines have not been sacrificed in some manner. For more now on that victim, the tragic death of the 8-year-old, I'm going to turn to my colleague, Amy Obaird, who talked to the mother today. Amy?
Thanks, Jeff. You know, it's an absolutely heartbreaking story out here tonight. I spoke to the mother of 8-year-old Troy Douglas. She describes him as a fun and outgoing kid and says he could really make anyone smile.
An unforgettable smile. An 8-year-old boy gone too soon.
Troy, he was just Troy. Like, he lit up your world.
For Troy Douglas's mother, Shanika Brown, yesterday, a nightmare.
My son called me and said that Troy wasn't home from school yet. And that an explosion or a fire was down there where he walked at, and he didn't make it home.
She says 8-year-old Troy was headed home from school when the North Lakewood Avenue row home collapsed and caught fire. She knew instantly that was the route Troy took nearly every day.
My knees buckled and tears came to my eyes. I didn't want to think, but my son didn't make it home, and every time I called my son and asked him, no, he's not in here, he's not here. He even went out and looked for him.
Fire crews discovered his body underneath the rubble and aftermath of the fallen building. William Paca Elementary School brought in extra counselors to help students cope with the loss Thursday.
You just coming home from school, and then, you know, in a split second, that's what happens. You know, it's, you know, a kid, it's just, that's just something you can't even explain the feelings about.
For his family, it's about gathering together and supporting one another through such an unbearable loss.
That was my everything, not my everything. I have other kids, but he was always right there. If it was me, it was him.
Again, such a tragic story. Troy's mother tells me he loved basketball, going to the playground, and spending time with his brother. She says the family is coming together today and hoping the best they can. Live in East Baltimore, Amy Obaird, ABC 2 News.